What's up guys, it's SRC bringing you another live Modern Warfare 3 gameplay. This time it's a domination on the map Hardhat. And what I wanted to talk about today was really two things. One, I wanted to show you some gameplay with the ACR. That's a weapon that a lot of you had asked me questions about and kind of wanted an opinion and wanted to know what I thought about it. And in my assault rifle video, I did say that it really wasn't a great gun, but it's certainly a playable weapon. And I still kind of stand true to that. I think it is a good gun, but it's definitely not the best gun in the game. I like to use it with the silencer, even though I think the silencer does kind of hurt the gun quite a bit. And, so you'll see some gameplay with it here. It's a gun that, I just work into the mix. It's something I'll play with once in a while, but it's definitely not my go-to weapon. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is just this map, Hardhat, and want to give you some tips on, how I play this map and kind of what my strategy is. And you can see here right off the bat, anytime I start, either way, whether I'm at A or C to start the game, I always immediately run to the other side. And a lot of people do that. So it's really common in this middle area right where I am now to run into the other team, regardless of which side you start on. But I just do that because I know I can get definitely some good kills to start the game, and I think it just holds their team up from making a huge push towards B, because they have to come back and defend their original flag. So you can see here right off the start, I definitely get a few good kills. And then we go and just cap C. And on this map, the B flag can be hard to hold for a long period of time. I just think that if you own that center building and that center pathway where the pipe comes out and one side of the B domination flag, it's hard for the other team to really make a lot of headway there. So, don't be afraid in this map, if you're down points or you're having a hard time, to just go ahead and cap A and C, because I think that that's definitely a viable strategy on this map. And you can see here, it looks like the other team's set up on B pretty good, so I'm coming down here just to test the waters at A to see if that's something that we can go ahead and cap. And you'll see here, I get a couple of kills and then I run into that guy. Definitely the A flag, to me, I think it's a tough flag to capture as well in this map, just because there's so many better positions to be in than where you are. When you approach the A flag from this side, you can see there that guy's got a really good head glitch behind that box and is just at a huge advantage fighting me because I'm out in the open anytime I'm going to approach that gunfight. And I got really lucky there, had some good shots to win that. And this center building is really high traffic area. And he gets the panic knife right there. Anytime you run into that middle area of this map, I just feel like it's a high traffic area. You can probably get some good kills there. I've definitely had a couple 2, 3, 4 kill feeds, but I end up dying usually. And so I just feel like if you're going through that area, just be prepared to die or don't stay very long. Get your couple kills and get out of there. And so that's kind of, you won't see me in that middle area too often, and when I do go through there, I definitely don't stay very long. And you can see here, I'm still trying to get at this A flag and trying to approach that, but they're kind of spawning up at the top there now, which just makes it a little bit difficult. You see, I do play pretty cautious in this game. I don't really rush hard into the other spawn or try and run through the team, just because I think the ACR is really not that kind of weapon. The ACR is good at long or medium range, but it's really not a run and gun kind of weapon. You can see that guy camping up on the barrels there. There's just not much you can do about that kind of stuff. If somebody wants to sit on a barrel in the corner and hide, that's just how they play the game, and that's just, you're probably going to die once in a while from that. So here is another spot on this map that a lot of people don't really use. You can actually jump up on these concrete barrels, and it gives you a pretty good cover and a good line of sight, because a lot of people will kind of head glitch to that tractor or trailer or whatever you would call it back there. So you can see I get a little bit greedy hanging out here. I generally don't stay back here very often. You can see kind of screw up there, but this guy, I can see him back there, and then I just stay here too long and I end up getting sniped. And that's something that I like to go to that area to just get a few kills, and then I either push forward or I just turn around and leave it entirely. But I definitely don't like to stay behind that same piece of cover for too long, because eventually you'll run into something like that. And in my opinion, the silenced ACR is probably going to lose gunfights like that pretty often. I mean, there's definitely a lot of weapons in the game. Any sniper rifle is going to beat me, and he's still camping there. I just, didn't even think about the fact that he would still be there. But Like I was saying, there's a lot of guns that are going to win that situation. Pretty much any sniper rifle, the Type 95, you know, and then I think you're even slightly disadvantaged to some other assault rifles like the Scar and things like that. So, you know, you don't really want to put yourself into those types of situations. You really want to understand what gun you're using and kind of what its strengths and weaknesses are, and just use it to that. And so you can see here we're losing this game pretty handedly. It's 64 to 107, and you know, we're really having a hard time keeping a hold on 2 flags at the same time. So that's why I kind of held back, and yeah, then I get shot in the back there. That's a tough spot. You really don't want to be staying at the top of that area unless you hold the entire center area between the B domination flag, including the tunnel and that building. And so it's kind of a tall order to do that. And here you can see I throw a grenade over that wall down onto the A domination, and that's something that people don't really utilize enough. This wall is tall, but it's really a pretty open area beyond there, and you kind of know where the teammates are, or where the enemies are going to be. So, you know, definitely feel free to throw grenades over this wall, because this is a tough position to get through. You know, they generally have pretty good cover behind that box, and there's people that can be up on that hill or around the corner. So to try and push around this it can be kind of difficult. And so you can see here, all my objective is to just hold this A flag as long as possible. And you can see here, I go through the entire clip and I think I get 1 hit marker, which is just terrible shooting. You can see all my bullets in that cement concrete pillar over there. But you know, here I hold this down, and I should have realized sooner that when we lost the C dom, that they were going to be rushing around behind us, and so that was just bad reaction, just bad situational awareness. I should have anticipated that, and I did. It was just too late. When I turned around, he was already there behind me. And so now I push over to B, and in this game, I really prefer holding the A and B domination spots. If you can hold A and B on this map, that can allow you to control that center area, and C, to me, is a really easy way to push into. There's just so many ways around it. You can go all the way around on this side. You can go, I usually like to go below this house and shoot at C-Dom from underneath this building, and then I go up the stairs inside to clear out the upper area, and then can go around back. Or if you approach from the A side, you can, there's a couple ways. You can go down that hill, and you can go behind in that construction in the back there, which both I think are good ways to approach that. And then there's the tunnel, which is down here in the middle that feeds under there. I really don't like using that tunnel. I think people that use the tunnel are just asking to die, and I try to avoid it as much as possible. And so you could see there, my marksman was showing those 2 guys around this corner. And marksman is such a great perk because it shows the enemy names in places you wouldn't really expect the game to show you. And so there, when I saw that, I called out to my teammates that there were 2 guys around the corner, which probably helped us out. And here again, you can just see the strength of holding that center area, because you know, there's really no good place to defend A-Dom when you own that center building. You just come down and clear them out. And here, this is definitely one thing I recommend too. When you're trying to secure this A position, definitely use that box to your advantage, and make sure that you cover the pathway down, because there's always going to be people pushing down that way, and you have pretty good cover behind that box. So I definitely recommend that you use that. And don't just sit there laying on the ground just waiting to cap the flag, because usually that A-Dom is going to be a contested flag, and you want to just make sure that you do that. And, you know, so here I wanted to show you, this is another area on this map that I like, that I just recently found out about. And it's actually a really good spot. People don't look for you here. So what you want to do is go back to that front of that tunnel, and you can actually jump up onto that red barricade. And before you get to the end of this barrel, you want to jump up, and you can actually climb up on top of this barrel, and it gives you a really great view down to that hill. And so you'll see here, I use this spot. I didn't really mean to camp here too long, but I see that we're still losing this game, and I really want to make sure that we hold down this B domination flag for a while and kind of keep them pinned back to C. And then I knew that when I was making this video that I'd want to show you this spot and just kind of show you, you know, its capabilities. So I want to get a couple kills here just to show you how unaware those people are that come up the hill. And then it gives you a really great look on the B domination. You are out in space, but people generally don't look up here, and it gives you a really good angle on the people that come to the B dom flag. So I definitely recommend coming up here, but again, it's an area where you want to use it to your advantage, but you don't want to stay up here too long because people will figure it out. And you see there, just an easy turnaround to B, and we get that kill. And this is actually pretty funny too, because I'm sitting up here, I see that guy coming, and then I start shooting because the shadow from that helicopter, you know, I thought it was the guy down there. And then here I hear the stealth bomber, and I run into the teammate, which holds me up, I think, just enough to get me killed. Now, I might have died anyway, but the player collision in this game is just so frustrating. And, you know, I just chalk that up again to, you know, another death because of player collision. Now, I just want to show you here, if you're at the end of this pipe and you try and jump up, you can't actually get up to the highest point. You got to back up and then jump up, and then you can move back over to the edge here. And then this is another pretty funny part, because my helicopter is shooting at me. It's like shooting at this. I'm like, what the hell? Why is my helicopter shooting at me? And so then I realized that this guy's in the pipe, and I didn't even see him go down there. I didn't know how he got down there, so I must have just missed him. And you can see there, I just put a whole bunch of shots in that area. I'm not sure how I didn't kill that guy. It seemed like I had enough shots to hit him, but it just didn't work out. And so just that delay and having to put almost an entire clip into him, and I wasn't able to pick up the second guy. So this game's wrapping up, guys. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you'd like to know more about the maps and kind of what I'm thinking, and I definitely will post that. So I appreciate you guys watching. 31 and 13 is the final, and I will see you in the game.